Hello, and welcome to this HelloID provisioning product release video for September 2022. HelloID provisioning is a 100% born-in-the-cloud, easy-to-configure and maintain user provisioning solution. It helps organizations to fully automate the user lifecycle management in the network by connecting the HR or SIS as a source system. Every change in this source is detected and processed into the network. No more worries about stale user accounts, accumulation of licenses or access rights, manual user management, or compliancy issues. Please note that in this video, we will only show the new functionality for the September 2022 release. Please go to docs.helloid.com or our YouTube channel for more videos. Let's get started. In this video, we'd like to start with a PowerPoint presentation and then demo the new functionalities for the September 2022 release. We have 3 new items in this release. First, only show manageable groups for AzureAD connector. For the built-in AzureAD connector, we have changed the entitlement selection to only contain manageable groups suitable for the AzureAD. So the previous groups which couldn't be managed, like mail-enabled security groups and distribution groups, are no longer manageable and will be filtered out of the entitlement selection. The second one is the creation of resource combinations. We now support creation of resources based on the combined value of multiple fields. For example, the combination of a job title and department in a single field. A minor remark on this is the limitation in which we support up to a maximum of 100,000 unique values. The last item is the automatic merging of persons. In this release, we have taken the last step in the person aggregation feature by supporting the automatic merging of duplicate persons without approval. Now let's start with a demo for the new features of this release. Our first stop is the Create Resource Combinations. For this, we prepared a little example by providing a custom field on contract base. In this case, we call it the Custom Resource Creation. And as you can see, we use one single field to combine 2 values as one value in a complex mapping. In this case, the department code and the title code, which we concatenate by separating them with a hashtag. Now, when we go to a target system and navigate to the resource creation script, you can see that we have a resource type for AD groups, which is based on the input of the custom field called Resource Creation. This can be useful for determining the unique combinations that will be provided by HelloID. And with the separator, we will also be able to split the values based on our hashtag character, which can be used to create groups based on a custom formatting. The next item is the automatic merging of persons. With the automatic merging of persons, we introduced 2 new toggles that can be found underneath the source aggregation configuration section, where the 2 new toggles have been introduced. The Enable Automatic Configuration and the Enable Automatic Transfer. The Enable Automatic Transfer toggle will enable the functionality to automatically transfer entitlements of a person to another person in case the previous person was missing from the import. So, in case the previous person is missing and only one non-leading person is left in the source, with this toggle enabled, the entitlements of the previous person will automatically be transferred to the non-leading person. For the Enable Automatic Aggregation, we introduced a new threshold for the automatic matching score, and it's used to calculate the score in case the score is above or equal to the set value. The related persons will be merged automatically. There are a few remarks on this. When we automatically merge persons, the process will look for similarities between a new person and already existing persons. In case a new person does match more than one person, we won't automatically merge them, but HelloID will fall back to the previous situation, providing a suggestion for this person which can be approved manually. Another thing to note is when a new person is matched against an existing person, HelloID will recalculate the primary person based on the primary contract calculation, which is configured from the general settings. In case a situation of a new person being marked as primary, and the previous person will be merged into the new primary person. In this case, all the existing entitlements will be transferred to the new primary person, and this could also be the case when the automatic transfer option, the toggle for automatic transfer, is disabled to make sure no entitlements will be lost during the automatic merge in this specific situation. For some more insights about how this functionality works in detail, we prepared a little demo. We have enabled the automatic aggregation and the automatic transfer. If you go to the source, we have a few source systems already in place in which the HR generator system was introduced latest and most recent one. We already imported the source data of this system, and after the import was published successfully, you could see that the aggregation is showing an exclamation mark. This indicates that there are some unhandled actions based on the aggregation config, or some persons are missing main persons. Before we start, we would like to show that the automatic merge, which imported some new source data, resulted in a few new persons, and in this case, we have Albert, who has 3 identities, and the Albert from the newly added source, the HR generator system, is skipped from the processing. We will go into detail about what caused this later on in this demo. If we look up the person Lee, we can see that Lee is automatically merged. And to show you that this is merged from a multiple source, a person from the HR generator in the general system, we have a person from generator 1, which you can see has been merged into the Lee identity. And if we scroll down to the bottom, you can see there is also a person from the newly introduced source, and we enabled the automatic person aggregation to be merged into the identity of Lee. So Lee now consists of 3 persons from 3 different source systems. If we go back to the aggregation section, you can see that there are a few new icons introduced over here. The red ones, if you hover over these, you can see information about what's wrong with this person. This one indicated in red, meaning the automatic merging of this person is skipped, and it's skipped because there are multiple existing persons with a high enough matching score, the score for an automatic merge which has been set to 100%. This means there are 3 persons from 3 different systems, the HR generator, generator 2, and generator 3, which match an equal amount of threshold limit. Because those persons were not manually aggregated before, when this new one was introduced with the introduction of the new demo system, we now have 3 persons who are totally the same, and you can see they could not be merged because we don't know who should be the primary or leading person for this one. So this will be handled as an exception or skipped, and by doing this you can select out of this list who of these 3 persons will eventually be the main person. When we approve this one, a new snapshot is required to process this. When we create a new snapshot and go back to the persons, you can see that Albert, who wasn't aggregated before, is now also aggregated. And if we go to the contracts, you can see that the contracts of all these systems are totally aggregated to the identity belonging to Albert. Let's have a closer look at the information of Albert. As you can see on the Information tab, the primary identity is based on the identity of Albert coming from the HR Generator 3 system, which was the system we introduced the latest, and which we marked as primary before with the suggestion on the threshold. You can see that this person has been assigned entitlements, and those entitlements are now related to the person of Albert. But in case the identity is removed from the source, in this case, we already removed the source system entirely, so this person does not exist anymore in the HR Generator 3 system. If we go over to the aggregation section, you can see that Albert has a new icon, and this icon means that the person who was primary before is now missing, but the person has active entitlements assigned. You can also see this in here. There is a missing name person, which was Albert from the HR Generator 3, the system we removed. And what we basically can do is see that this person had multiple other persons, so in case there was only one other person left, the transfer would be processed automatically, but because we have multiple persons from different systems, in this case the normal HR generator and the HR generator 2, we have to tell the user interface which of the other persons will become the new primary in the next run. So if we would like to transfer all entitlements to the HR generator system and state that this is the new primary person, then you have the option to transfer all the already granted entitlements, which we saw before in the Person tab, to the new identity. When you click on the transfer, it will be transferred to the person, and from this part we can go over, but first we have to create a new snapshot to the Person section as well. We have to wait a little longer for the snapshot to be completed. Now it's there, and you can see Albert has changed from the HR Generator 3 system into the new primary, which we made from the identity from the original HR Generator system. Then, if we go to the entitlements, it's important to know that because of the transfer, these entitlements still belong to Albert. So there was no revoke, and we didn't get any new grants. So no new accounts will be created or correlated. This person just keeps the entitlements which were already granted before belonging to the same identity. Thank you so much for watching. Please let us know if you have any additional questions. You can post your question in YouTube or send it to isupport@toolsforever.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel to receive frequent updates about improvements and changes in HelloID. Have a wonderful day.